Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this adorable daisy chain bracelet. So for this bracelet you need 3 colors. So the color that you're going to make your rings out of, the color that you're going to want to make your flower petals out of, and the color that you're going to want to make your little, I don't know what it's called, but the color in the middle of the flower. So what I do is, because obviously you need, in this case, I needed way more blue than I needed yellow. So what I always do is I cut whatever color I'm going to make the ring out of, I cut it longer, and then I cut my petal color, like kind of in the middle, and then I cut my middle color in, like, I cut that pretty short. So as you can probably tell here, the color that I'm going to be making my rings out of, here is going to be purple, and then I'm going to do white and yellow again. So yeah, so just keep that in mind because it uses way more of your ring color than you think. So the first time I made this bracelet, I ran out of the color I was making my rings out of, and it was just kind of a mess. So just make sure that you feel confident in the amount of string that you have. So we are going to jump right into it. So we're going to start by making the loop to start it off. So what you're going to do is you're going to split it in half, just like you would do for a teardrop loop. And then make sure that's pretty even on both sides. And then you're going to take the middle and just kind of go like this. Kind of, like, I don't really know how to explain it. And then put the tape right in the middle of the string. Okay, so now I have this string, this side of string going out this way, and this side going out this way. So I'm going to grab whichever color I'm making my rings out of. So for this one, it's blue. For this one, I'm going to be doing this light purple color. So for this one, I did a beginning loop of 13. So the number of knots you want to do in each of your bubbles, that's really up to you. So I like to do 13 to start with, and then 6 on each side afterwards. So when you're picking the number of knots you want to do, make sure it's an odd number so that you can do even numbers on the side, if that makes sense. So here I did 13, and then 6 and 6. And then the 13th is that one right up there, that knot right there, the white one. So just keep that in mind. So for example, if you wanted to do a beginning knot, a beginning loop, of 15, then you would do 7 on each side. If you wanted to do 11, then you do 5 on each side. So it really just depends how big you want your loops to be. But for this one, I'm going to be doing a starting loop of 13 again, and then 6 on each side again. So if you want, you can just do that, or if you want to change it up, feel free to. So yeah. So I'm going to grab my loop string, we can just call it, and I'm going to do a forward-backward knot. So just to review, each knot is made up of 2 halves. So the first half for a forward-backward knot is making a 4, like so, and then going like that, and then pulling all the way. And then, so that's 1 half of our forward backward knot. So now for the second half, it's a backward knot. And then we pull through. So that is 1 knot. And as I said before, I'm going to be doing 13 for my first loop there. So I'm just going to do that 13 more times. Okay, so once you've done 13 forward-backward knots, or any number that you want to do, it should look sort of something like this. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to just take the tape off and fold it like you would a teardrop loop. So then it should look something like that. And then you're going to try to tape it down like that. So I always hate taping down loops. I always prefer to use a safety pin because it's just really difficult. Like, this might look really secure, but I bet you it's gonna pop out really soon. So anyways, you are gonna find your, for me, white string. So whatever string you want to make your flower petals out of. So for me, it's gonna be white. So I'm gonna just try to bring my white strings out. Okay, so that's sorta, kind of good enough. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna tie these white strings together. So I'm gonna just do a forward knot to connect them. And this is always tricky for me, at least. I don't know if it's tricky for everyone or just me, because it's just hard to keep it together on the first one. Again, some people might find this incredibly easy. It might just be me who can't do this. I don't know. I think I kind of did it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just always kind of difficult for me because it's like on the first knot after the loop that like connects the two sides, it's just kind of hard to get the first knot to stay together. I don't know. So then what you're going to do is you should have something like that. And then you're going to take, so I'll just start with this one. You're going to do a forward or a backward knot, I guess, with the white onto the yellow strings. So on this side, it's a backward knot, and on the other side, it'll be a forward knot. And then for this outside string here, you're going to do, on this side, a backward forward knot. Oh boy. Sorry, this is kind of a mess. Okay, and now we're going to do basically the same thing on the other side, except like basically opposite knots. So you're going to do, on this side, you're going to do a forward knot with the white string onto the yellow string. I guess you guys might have different colors than me, but yeah, so sorry, a forward knot onto the yellow. Okay, so now after you've done a forward knot onto your yellow string on this side, you're going to do a forward backward knot onto the purple, still with the white. And now that we've made most of the flower, we're going to go back to our yellow strings here. And so both of them should be in the middle at this point. And you're going to do a knot to connect them together. I always just like to do a forward knot because for me, it's just the most straightforward. But you can really do whatever knot you want for this point, forward or backward. Okay, so once you've done that, then you're going to knot your white string onto your yellow string. Okay, so now you're going to take your white strings, and on this side it's going to be a forward knot onto the yellow string. Okay, so I'm just going to finish that forward knot now and try not to get it to fall off again. Okay, so now we're going to go over to this side and take this white string and do a backward knot onto this yellow string. Okay, so now it should be your white strings in the middle, and now you can just do whichever knot you would like to get them to come together. Alright, so hopefully now you have something like this. So for this bracelet here, I did 10 loops. I think I did 10 loops and 9 flowers. So again, just personal preference, however long you want to make it. But I'm just going to show you how to continue it, and then I will show you how to end it. Okay, so once you have your first loop and flower made here, you are once again going to take the color that you're making your loops with, and you're going to kind of just separate these two sides a bit. And on the left side, you're going to do forward, backward knots. So like I said earlier, at this point, I do 6 on each side. Again, it's just personal preference, and it just depends on how many you did on your first loop. So for me, I did 13 up here, so I'm going to do 6 on either side. So you're going to make sure not to get any of those ones. And just a forward knot, or a half of a forward knot, I should say, and then half of a backward knot. And then you're going to do that 5 more times on this side, and then I'll show you what to do on this side. Okay, so once you've done your 6, or however many you want to, forward, backward knots on the left side, now you are going to do the same thing, except it's going to be backward, forward knots on this side. So I'm just gonna, oh shoot. I swear, this is so annoying. Okay, so backward, so half of a backward knot, once again. And again, just onto these strings, don't get it mixed up with those. And then half of a forward knot. Am I the only one who has this problem where it just constantly comes off? Like, do I need better tape or something? Okay, so once you've done one, again, you're just going to repeat the process until you get to the same number as this side. Okay, I don't know if you could tell in the time lapse, but I was struggling so much with this stupid tape. So I got a new piece, and hopefully that's gonna work. And if you're confused, the rest of the bracelet is underneath the tape, so don't worry about that. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did up here. So we're gonna take the 2 white strings, which should be in the middle somewhat, and we are going to do a forward or backward knot, or whatever knot you would like to do, to tie them together to start a new flower. And so once you get the hang of this bracelet, it's just really fun and easy. So as I said before, I recommend using a safety pin. I like to use those for all the bracelets that I make that have loops, because as you can tell, the tape just is so hard to manage with the loops. At least for me. I don't know. If you guys have any tips, let me know in the comments, because I could really use them. So now on the left side, you're going to take this string and do a backward knot onto the yellow one. Or I guess for me it's yellow. For you guys, it could be whatever color you want, because it's your bracelet. And then with the same string, you're going to do a backward forward knot onto your loop color, I guess I can call it. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we're going to take this string and do a forward knot onto the yellow string. And then a forward backward knot onto your loop string. All right, so now you're gonna take your middle colors, I guess I'll just call it, and knot them together however you want. And then on the left side here, you're going to do a forward knot onto your middle string. Oh boy, here we go again. And then on the right side, you're going to take, for me, the white, whichever your flower color is, and do a backward knot onto the middle string on this side. And then you are going to knot these two middle strings together. And now you should have something like this. So now you can just rewatch the video if you want and make it your desired length, something like that. And then after I finish, I will show you how to end it off. So once your bracelet is as long as you want it to be, now we're going to finish it. So I always like to finish it after a loop. So as you can see here, I haven't finished my loop yet. So get to that point, and then I can show you how to finish it. So what you're going to do is on the left side, you're going to take your loop color and you're going to do half of a forward knot. And then on the right side, you're going to take your loop color and do half of a backward knot. And then you're gonna knot these two together. And this time you're not gonna just do half, you're gonna do a full knot. Then you should have something like this, and now you can braid or tie the ties together. So after braiding it, here's the final result. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you learned something new. I'll see you next time. Bye.